so hot and I turned off the fan and I'm sweating. Oh my goodness. Hello loves! We are going to be doing something a little bit different in today's tabletop TBR game picks because I know a lot of people, now that the printable version of the game is available, I'll have that link down below if you'd like to play along. A lot of people have mentioned that they don't read nearly as much as I do and don't know if they can really play along. So I decided that we're going to do an optional variant where I pull more pulls that I'm actually going to read, and then I will at the very end pick, like cut it down to the ones I'm the most excited about. So in this case I'm going to be doing 10 rolls instead of 5, and then I will pick pretty much half of those books at the very end. I decided this was the perfect month to do it because my birthday is September 1st and I wanted to be easy on myself and give myself more of an opportunity to pick books that I'm really excited about by having a larger selection and paring it down. So this is an option for those of you who don't read a lot and maybe only read 1 or 2 books and end up doing 5 rolls and then picking 2 that you're really excited about. Or if you're like me and you read about 5 books a month or more, but you only want to have committed to 5, you can roll 10 and end up cutting it down to about 5 or 6. So I'm pretty excited to get to this, so let's see how I did with last month and then get started. Alright, so last month's tabletop TBR picks are here. I have completed every single one of them except Loathe at First Sight, which I'm currently finishing up and should be done before the month is over, so I have no penalties. I will also have a reading vlog specifically for these, so if you're interested in seeing what I thought of each one and my ratings and experience, stay tuned for that. Hopefully it'll come out later in September. Alright, now that we got that out of the way, let's add up the points and get this month going. Okay, I ended up reading 2,249 pages, so that is 2 points. And then I successfully completed all 6 books for the month, so that is another 6 points. 5 and 6. Alright, and then we get to pick shuffle real quick. Alright, so we get to pick one of these. Alright, so we've got a plus bonus point if I choose a young adult. Because I have not printed out the easy or hard modes yet, I'm just going to complete both sides to make this a more difficult level. And then I'll just have a little mini book haul as the reward. Alright, so time to play. So let's get started. Okay, so for our first one, we've got a 1. Alright, so a subscription box book. Okay, so for our first pick, I'm going with The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. I do not know how to pronounce his name, I apologize. But this is one of my book of the month picks, and since the prompt was a subscription box book, I decided that I would pick one of those because I'm not actually subscribed to any other subscription boxes at the moment. Now, I recently read his second book, which was The Maidens, and I was really disappointed. Even though I really enjoyed the writing and I loved a lot about it, I was a little disappointed regardless. So I'm interested to read this one and see how it compares. I'm actually really excited about this one, so maybe this might end up in our final picking. We'll see. You'll have to wait till the end. Alright, and then for our next roll, another 1, which means we've got a double here. So an LGBTQIA plus book. For our LGBTQIA plus rep book, I decided to go with Honey Girl by Morgan Rogers, and I've heard a lot about this one. As far as I know, it's about a high-achieving introverted woman who finds herself in Vegas with some friends, and she ends up drunk marrying another woman and has to come home and experience her life with her new wife. I don't know. And a book no one is talking about. For book no one is talking about, I ended up picking A Plague of Giants. I actually realized that I could have probably picked this for subscription box because I actually got this as a Page Habit book. I've never really heard anybody, at least on BookTube or Bookstagram, talking about this book, so I'm really interested in taking a deep dive into it, and I'm also excited to finally see all of the notes and annotations from the author. So this one's exciting, but I literally have no clue. I believe it's a duology, so there's 2 books in this series, and I think it might be fantasy-esque, but I might be super wrong. All right, then for roll number 3, we've got a 3. So 1, 2, 3. A book with a female protagonist. For female protagonist, I ended up going with Emma in the Night by Wendy Walker. So I think we have a lot of female leads in here. It's about a female main character. I think the detective lady is a lady. So I actually ended up picking this mostly because it was my Buzzwordathon pick for last month and I ended up completely forgetting about it. So I thought it might be good to try and squeeze it into my TBR for this month so that I can kind of catch up and stay on top of that. All right, roll number 4, a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whew, I almost thought I was gonna get another double. Okay. BIPOC main character. For BIPOC main character, I went with The Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo. I'm a huge fan of Elizabeth Acevedo, so I've been wanting to read this, but also it is about a teen mom and I'm pretty sure it's a YA. I'm not usually the biggest fan of YAs, so I'm interested to see how this goes. And it's actually, unlike a lot of her other books that I've read, it's written in prose instead of verse. So that'll be an interesting change from Elizabeth Acevedo's usual work. So interested to see how I like it. All right, and then this would usually be the last one, but since we're doing something weird, this is halfway through, so 2, 1, 2. All right, so if we pick a debut novel, we will get a bonus point. All right, and I'll add that with the other ones that I have to use this round. Still roll 5. Okay, there we go. Ah, all right, so we have to pick a genre, and let's roll for the genre. Okay, a 2, so historical. What's that? There we go. For historical genre, I ended up going with Cleopatra, A Life by Stacy Schiff, and I don't know what to expect about this one. I don't know. I'm interested to see what it's about. I've had it on my TBR for ages, so. Okay, roll number 6. It's a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we get a point on my tracker here, and we get to draw. So same letter title. So for same letter title, I ended up going with Scared Scriptless, which is a romance novel by Allison Sweeney. Okay, no, so she's a script supervisor on a hit TV show, but she hates Hollywood. A budding relationship with one of the executives at her company, and then other stuff happens. I don't know. I'm always so bad at this part because I really don't know what these books are about. And I don't want to know before I start reading them. So I apologize. I hope you still enjoy this. Roll number 7, a 3, 1, 2, 3. TBR Jar Pick. Okay, time for our TBR Jar Pick. I have already gone through and removed all of the ones that I've already read, ones that I don't actually have physical copies because I'm trying to just stick to books that I have this month. And then I've also removed the ones that I'm hoping to read next month so that I don't get a pick from a selection that I'm just not trying to read yet. Okay, so Into the Forest by Jean Hegland. Okay, so we ended up getting Into the Forest for our TBR Jar Pick, and this is by Jean Hegland. This is actually a book that I think I either started reading or finished reading when I was in middle school, like right before I started high school. One of the first like advanced books that I started reading after struggling with reading for many years beforehand. I've been wanting to reread it for ages or finish reading it because it's possible that I never finished it. I don't remember what it's about at all, and it's also possible that I'm mixing it up with a different book, but I think it's this one. So I'm interested to see what this is about and hopefully remember bits and pieces, like not enough to make the experience unenjoyable, but enough to like have that like, oh yeah, I remember this. Like I think that would be a fun thing to experience. Okay, roll number 8. All right, we got another bonus card and another one that has to be used this round. Perhaps I didn't shuffle this good enough. Bonus point if I do a book with a new author. Okay, and then continuing, so roll number 8. So we got a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, set in a different country. For set in a different country, I decided to go with The Death of Vivek Oji by Aweki Emezi because this takes place in Nigeria, and I have wanted to read this for a while, so it's kind of been on my TBR, and I just recently ended up getting it as an add-on for one of my book of the months. So we'll see. As far as I know, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it starts off with the death of this character, and then we kind of like go back in time and then experience slowly the build up to what happened. Roll number 9. 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think I'm going to use my move +3 spaces. So 1, 2, 3, turning that into a normal pick. Take a break. No book added, but you still get a point. Nice. Okay, and then as it says, take a break, no book added, but you still get a point. So for this one, I obviously haven't picked a book, but I will be taking the point. All right, and then our last roll, roll number 10, a 2, 1, 2. All right, I am not about this, so I'm going to use my Let's Re-Roll That, or one of mine. I have several of these. Okay, so again for roll number 10, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A double. I'm going to use my last move +1 space. All right, which will turn this into a bonus card. Busy, busy, 1 less to read, but you still get a point. And I'll go ahead and add this to my other ones. I have a couple of these. Okay, and then roll again. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we get another point. Okay. And 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no! I was wondering this wasn't happening earlier. Okay, then we have draw 2, keep 1. So that'll be nice. I have to use that on my next draw. 2. Oh, thank goodness. 1, 2. So I get to draw 2. So we have animal companion or pet or another BIPOC author. Oh, this is author instead of main character. I think I'm going to go with this one because I like to do more diversity. All right, and then for BIPOC author, I ended up picking up Binti Home by Nendi Okafor, and this is the second book in the Binti trilogy, and I really enjoyed the first one, or at least kind of seeing how things go. I liked kind of the strange sci-fi feelings to it, and kind of just being introduced to the world and the characters. So I've been wanting to continue this series. I do also now have the third book in the series as well. So one of the things that I end up doing when I pick a book that's part of a series is I will allow myself to continue this series for additional points. So I only have to finish this one, but if I complete both of these during this month, I will get 2 points instead of 1. Okay, so now that we have all of the picks, it's time to pick the books that I'm going to actually do for this month, September, and which ones I'm not. Let's get into it. I'll let you know why I'm picking what. So first, I am going to be utilizing the take a break so that I only have to read 5 books this month since it is my birthday month. I am going to be reading other books, I think. So I don't want to have too many books on my plate, and since we did get 1 double, this knocks it down to just 5 instead of 6. I decided not to go with The Death of Vivek OG, even though I really want to read this, but I feel like it's going to be very sad, and I'm not necessarily in the mood for super sad right now. So I'm going to save this for another month. I did decide to go with Binti Home, but I thought it would be fun to continue this since I started, and then also give myself the chance to get another bonus point if I choose to read the third book, but I am not required to do that. Also ended up cutting out Into the Forest by Jean Heglin. I don't actually have a good reason for cutting this one out. I just feel like I'm not necessarily ready for it at the moment, and there are some other books that I really wanted to read first. So I'll save this for another month. I decided to go with The Silent Patients because as much as his last book frustrated me, I did really like a lot of the writing and the ideas in his last book, so I'd like to see what I feel about his first book, and I'm a big fan of horror thriller anyway, so win-win. And I will also be using the debut novel bonus point for this one because I believe that this is Alex Michaelides' debut novel, although he does have at least 2 novels at this point. I did end up taking off Cleopatra, so I'm not going to be reading this month because I don't know, I don't know what to expect for this one. I'm not super excited about it. I'll save it for another month. Another one that I'm not going to be doing, I decided to skip Scared Scriptless. I don't feel like I'm here for it at the moment, so I think I'm just gonna save it for later. I did decide to go with The Plague of Giants because I did end up getting the Audible book for this one. I really want to read all of the annotations, so I'd read along with the audiobook, and I'm just interested in seeing what this is all about. I do not have the second book in this series, so I probably won't get a bonus point if I continue on with this series, but hey, who knows? Maybe I will love this so much and order the second one before the month is over. We'll see. I will also be using the new author bonus point card for this because I haven't read anything by Kevin Hearn, so he's a new author for me. As I'm sure you guessed, I did decide to go with Emma in the Night since I am doing this as a makeup book for the Buzzwordathon. And then I also have a book for this month that didn't actually make it in this whole poll. So I'll try to finish these this month so that I can get back on track with my Buzzwordathon challenge for the year. All right, and the last book that I decided to go with is With the Fire on High, because I am a huge Elizabeth Acevedo fan and I really wanted to finally read her other book that isn't written in verse. So I'm excited to check this out and see how it goes and see if I love it as much as the other work that she's done. And I will also be using the young adult point for With the Fire on High because I believe this is a young adult novel, and I'm trying to get my points. The last book that I decided not to do was Honey Girl, which I really want to read this at some point, but the other books I was so excited for, I decided to push this one off, and hopefully I'll read it in the future. So here are all of the books that I'm going to be reading for September's Tabletop TBR. I am going to try and do a TBR reading vlog, so if you want to know what I think about all of these books, stay tuned for that. Otherwise, I will catch you guys in the next video, and I hope you have a good one. Until then, bye!